Ugh, so it's time. Looks like I gotta pick which side of the fandom I'm gonna be on. Well, I can certainly tell you that I have an opinion. And here it is. After I watched The Last Jedi in theaters, I had a somewhat optimistic opinion of the movie. Going into it, I wanted to give it a chance. I wanted to have kind of an open mind and see it for what it was, not necessarily what I expected it to be. I had a pretty negative opinion on The Force Awakens, but I didn't want that to immediately dismiss The Last Jedi. So basically, the movie looked and sounded really good. It went along at a decent pace. The action in it was really good. The comedy was really hit and miss, and sometimes it was a bit cringy. But what it all comes down to is, was it a good story? And in my opinion, I'm going to have to honestly say it really wasn't. After all the resistance is running away from the First Order stuff, we switch over to Rey and Luke on Luke's new deserted continent. Rey hands Luke his old lightsaber, and Luke just throws it away over his shoulder. There was some mixed chuckling in the theater after that, but I honestly didn't get it. It felt like a really cheap joke as a way to say, this isn't the Luke you remember. Luke is constantly running away from Rey. He explains that the reason he abandoned everything was because he failed at training Ben Solo, and Ben ended up turning to the dark side. But really? That's the whole reason? Luke wouldn't even try to bring Ben back after that? I know that Ben killed some of Luke's students and took the rest to serve underneath him, which, by the way, you never hear about them again either. Another question left unanswered from these movies. But that's probably all the more reason to try and bring him back. Luke should be well aware of the negative impact Kylo could bring to the galaxy, and he just doesn't care. His whole thing is the Force will find a way to balance everything, just like it does on the island he lives on. Here's the problem with that logic, though. Snoke, Kylo Ren, and the First Order are not going to stop killing people until they've taken control of everything. I don't know about you, but to me that seems pretty unbalanced. I don't think Rey could handle everything by herself. Then again, she did pretty much become a Jedi Knight in one short scene in the last movie, so maybe she can. I don't know. It feels like this movie has a really hard time defining what the stakes are. Like Snoke says, darkness rises, and light to meet it. So does that basically mean Rey doesn't really have to do anything, and she'll become as powerful as Kylo, or possibly even Snoke? Because she didn't even really have to do anything to become as powerful as Kylo in the last movie. I don't know. I don't know what this movie is trying to say. Is it just trying to bring up a bunch of social and political ideology through a Star Wars film? Maybe. Maybe, because I did notice quite a bit of that. I don't really know how to feel about it other than a firm sense of confusion, disappointment, and dislike for the treatment of classic Star Wars characters and the overall Star Wars franchise as a whole. I firmly believe that this is not the path these Star Wars movies should take, and that new leadership is needed at the head of Lucasfilm. The vast majority of the fan base should be able to enjoy these movies, but instead it split the fandom. I really wanted to enjoy this movie, but it went down a path I cannot follow. Thanks for watching my video. I plan to make more like these, so if you want to stay tuned, you can hit that subscribe button and help me out. Thanks.